What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into the gold, silver, and crypto world. Man, this is a beautiful, beautiful Chinese bar, but I'm not sure what the heck they're trying to say here. I mean, I get that it's supposed to be a snake, I think, but we know China has a habit of worshiping, you know. Anyways, I looked at this bar and there's quite a few of them that they got. They're absolutely gorgeous. I just don't trust anything that comes out of China, though. Unfortunately, long ago they've been busted for counterfeiting silver coins. So, anyways, we're gonna get into everything and let you know the sneaky little thing that China is doing. We'll get into that here in just a moment. But when you go to buy your gold and silver, don't buy it from somebody you can't trust. Go over to Money Metals Exchange. They've been trusted for a long time. You know their stuff's not counterfeited. Anyways, when you do go buy your gold and silver, go check out our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half-ounce of silver. You guys that are looking for my address, I am getting more and more letters in the mail. I appreciate all the kind words, and I'll do my best to get back to you. You guys know I got this alternative website, and there's a reason for it. As I sat down and met yesterday with the people that I'm working with on this new platform, because people are getting confused. This is my website. I was forced to come over here when they took down one of my YouTube channels. I wasn't ready yet to launch my social media platform. So that's something different. My social media platform is a place where everybody's going to be able to go to post their own content. You see what I'm saying? So that there's no threat of being censored or taken down. Having said that, there is a target group that I'm going to be going for because I think they need to be heard, and that's the people here in this news. Also in this one here. So I appreciate all the kind words. I do see that this topic right here and all the videos and this one right here are the two most popular categories. I'll do my best to stay up with them. I appreciate all the kind words about that as well. You guys run over there to Wall Street Silver. They have both a YouTube channel as well as a Reddit page. Just we want to share some love over there with them. They have done a great job of spreading the word when it comes to silver, and we want to partner up with them to make sure we keep up the fight. It is having an effect. I heard one of the best debates about 3 days ago about where we are in the world with both gold and silver, but I also heard some interesting news that I looked up into, and we'll share that here in just a moment. You can currently see right now, let me refresh it, people are not paying attention to the market. It's been going down, and not by little bits, but by some pretty serious sized chunks. They're forcing gold down as well as silver, and I'll cover that here in a minute. But cryptocurrencies, man, as much as I want them to rally, but you can just, this is what I'm talking about. The fact, this is how you know it's manipulated. If the market's going down, and people start to see this, they start going, I need to get into some safe havens. Well, what are safe havens? Gold and silver. Right now, I'm finding out what's going on with gold and silver. China has a lot to do with. Again, I'll cover that here in just a moment. Looking over here at cryptocurrencies, there's a whole lot going on in cryptocurrencies around the world. As a matter of fact, there seems to be a coordinated attack. So don't be surprised. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I told you guys, hey, cryptocurrencies, something's not good that just happened. What is that? JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs got involved, and they want to sell futures contracts on these cryptocurrencies. And why is that a problem? Well, if they start selling futures contracts and derivatives, they'll be able to manipulate the market. So whenever we see silver down low, we know that banks put a ton of what they call puts. In other words, they're banking on that asset going down in value, sort of shorting it is what it is. When that happens, people see it and they go, if they're thinking it's going to go down, we're going to bet on it going down as well, and it drives the value down. That's part of the process. But we're going to get into that here in a moment. just so you guys can see, this has been ongoing. Smasher. Here you go. Looky here. This is ever since July 16th. It has been more than $1 down. It's going to continue to drop. So like I said, don't panic. Don't go, and everything like that. See, there's a difference between what's going on with gold and silver versus what is going on with cryptocurrencies. Again, I'm going to touch on that here in just a moment. But this is what I'm talking about as far as when banks get involved with your asset. So you're over there celebrating, hey, this bank supported my crypto. I'm like, no, that's not good. Trust me, as a person that's into gold and silver, when I see this, I'm like, man, I feel sorry for those people. Bitcoin drops as investors buy 22,000 and 20,000 puts. In other words, they're saying that Bitcoin's going to drop down to $22,000 or $20,000. And what do we see happening? Oh no, go back. Wait. So, Bitcoin is falling the day after the options market. Yeah, options. Told you, you don't want these people involved. You want to jump around and talk about how Bitcoin's the new gold. Well, you caught the attention of some people that you don't want in your investment. Options market saw increased demand for an out-of-the-money or lower strike puts options. 22 to 20,000. They're going to drive the market down. The leading cryptocurrency was trading at the 3-week low of 30,700 at press time, representing 3.5% drop on the day. The decline flipped the crucial 50-week simple moving average, and supports 32,250 as the resistance level. So, on Sunday, 500 contracts of the 22,000 put options expiring on December 31st, changing hands via the institution focused over-the-counter desk. Look at that. They all expire on December 31st. This is exactly what I knew was going to happen. I warned you guys as soon as I showed you that article saying, hey, look it, you don't want this to happen. When JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs stuck their 2 cents into being able to sell futures contracts for both Ethereum and Bitcoin, I knew there was trouble coming. That this is what happened. They'll control and manipulate the value of Ethereum as well as Bitcoin. As the Basel III changes the rules on gold and silver, I know they have to go somewhere to play with their money. I'm curious to see how long this is going to last. But you don't want these kind of people involved at all when it comes to cryptocurrencies. If you are a cryptocurrency buff, you really don't want them involved. And this is exactly why you don't want them involved. So 500 contracts, go figure. They're saying, hey, this is what I'm going to be paying for cryptocurrencies in December. See what I'm saying? They're banking on the price going low. And if for some reason Bitcoin or Ethereum starts to make a little bit of a run and starts to get above this, do you think these people are going to lose money? No. They're going to make sure that it stays right around this range here. So congratulations to those out there celebrating the fact that JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs got involved with cryptocurrencies. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is what you didn't want to happen. Well, and then you add in this, over 1,000 cryptocurrency rigs destroyed by Malaysian authorities using a steamroller. Let's take a look at this. Oh, by crypto world, mining companies, what? Why are you doing this? Hash rate's going to go down. Why? Somebody appears to be trying to grab better control of the crypto market. Go figure. I just knew governments were going to allow cryptocurrencies. As much as I want to support them, and I love the ideas behind cryptocurrencies, so what you're going to see start to happen is this. Either they're just going to do away with cryptos altogether, or they're going to narrow down the exchanges that use them, narrow down the amount of cryptocurrencies out there so they can control them personally. Look, the government isn't going to let anything compete with its currency. I know. We come from the gold and silver world. We had to deal with it for a long time. So, 1,069 cryptocurrency rigs after they were confiscated in the raid. So, congratulations, there's yet another major slap to the cryptocurrency market. I keep wanting to jump on that bandwagon, but no, they're not going to let me. Speaking of, guess who's coming out with a digital currency? Yes, we already heard about this. So, and that is China. So, in doing a little bit of digging, you can see first off, let's go here. Everybody's jumping up and down because it's talking about the ISO 20022 standard, which we all know that Ripple is leading the way when it comes to this particular standard and the way they designed their cryptocurrency. For those who don't know, Ripple is tied to the cryptocurrency XRP. That's why you see a bunch of people jumping around when it comes to XRP. Well, yeah, and I said, of course they are. Ripple XRP is going to be the new Swift 2.0. People lost their mind. They're like, no, it's not. And yes, it is. Again, cryptocurrencies being bed buddies with all the financial institutions, including central banks. They have smart contracts with all of them, including cross-border payment places like, I don't know, what is it, MoneyGram and stuff like that. People are using cryptocurrencies to ship back and forth. So, yeah, I get it. It's exciting. And you go, yeah, that means I'm going to get rich. No. It just means exactly what I thought would happen is going to happen. The disruptive technology came out. They either stole it, will take it, or they're behind it. As they slowly push cryptocurrencies into the very institutions that everybody at one time hated. As I said before. So, here's something interesting, though. Because as much as Ripple is involved in leading the way and has all those contracts and is the new Swift 2.0 system, you're going to start to see a major battle with a particular cryptocurrency. One that might have a little bit more influence than XRP. China leads the way in adoption of the ISO 20022 for payments. And guess what they have? They don't have the digital XRP. They have the digital yuan. Their system is already out there being used. You have the Bank of International Settlement and the International Monetary Fund. You ready for this? Talking about moving their headquarters into China. And you think the government's going to allow them to go over there without some kind of understanding about which digital currency is going to be the predominant one? Well, if China's already doing away with cryptocurrencies altogether, that should be a big hint. It says, while SWIFT continues to work hard with global payment community to prepare for a mass migration to a data-rich format known as the ISO 20022, for major economies, in particular China. Let me repeat that part. In particular China. One more time. In particular China, who the world anticipates taking over the United States as far as the world's leading economy. Therefore, nobody wants to kiss our butt anymore, nor are we a threat to anybody in the world. Pretty soon, they won't be using the US dollar as the reserve dollar. China has their goal set on becoming the reserve dollar, giving them a ton of more power. So yes, the digital yuan is going to be on the same system that we're talking about XRP is going to be on. But again, with BIS and IMF and I believe the World Bank, or at least two of the three, are going to be heading over to now be based in China. It's almost like they anticipated somehow, some way, China taking over. So just let this sink in. Knowing what we know about China, think about this. Knowing what we know about them stealing technology and spying on people and everything else. Of course, it makes sense that they love the ISO 20022, the new system. In case you guys missed it, I'll go out there and find it. The BIS, the head of the BIS, said they want the digital currency on the ISO system. Because it says if you have $100 or $1,000, we have no idea when it's paper. We have no idea what you're going to do with that money. That's what this guy said from the BIS. I'll find a video. And he said because of that, we're going to go to a digital currency. He says, not only are we able to see what you're doing with your money, and he literally said this, we can control what you do with your money. So yeah, everybody get excited about a digital dollar. They plan on making sure they control what you do and don't do with your money. Period. Of course, China loves this. They love controlling their citizens. But, having said that, China also encouraged their citizens to buy gold. Unlike the United States, they don't tell their citizens to do this crap. So yeah, China's involved in this. They're going to be competing with, in my opinion, they're going to be competing with XRP for a short period of time, if at all. I think they're going to make demands that they become the reserve dollar, the yuan, the digital version. And now they're claiming that they can back it by gold as they continue to buy gold in huge and large amounts. A gold-backed digital yuan. Okay? China has given away millions in its digital yuan trials. Giving it away. The People's Bank of China has been deploying the digital yuan, a so-called central bank digital currency that aims to replace some of the cash in circulation. So when they say the central banks, they're not talking about like other central banks. You see, China does have a central bank, but it's not a Rothschild central bank. They control their own central bank. They kicked the Rothschilds out. Does that sound familiar? Let me think about this. Oh yeah, Russia did it too. There's a third country, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, that is, oh yeah, Iceland kicked them out. And I'm trying to remember who the other one is. Basically, what's happening is people are going, the United States is not scary anymore. And the Rothschilds used the mighty military of the United States to force people to do stuff. And since they're not a threat anymore, and China's starting to become the dominant power, we don't need the Rothschild banks anymore. So, China pushing out their digital yuan already. They want it fully operable by the next Olympics. Not this one. Remember, this one should have been played last year, but because of the Rona, it's being played this year. So the next year after that, China should be have fully implemented their digital yuan. Now they're putting some restrictions on it as far as doing trade and businesses with other countries. And they are successful in this. And that is they're trying to force people to use the digital yuan. It is gold back. Very interesting. So, as they remove the cash that's in circulation and start to replace it with their own CBDC, this is crazy. Real-time trials are already underway. This article is from March. The use of cash is decreasing. Eventually, cash will be replaced by something in a digital format. You don't want that. I keep telling you don't want that. So start stacking up on your money and start talking to each other locally in your communities about using gold and silver and cash. Still recognize it as an actual currency and stay away from the digital. You still have the power to make an impact and make a difference. So it is already out there. They're just going to force you into digital. Force you. They don't care what you want. They're going to force you. The only way you could resist is just don't use the system and demand that you want. They'll make excuses. They go, oh, we can't afford it. Oh, there's some new damn virus on the dollars, and see, that's why we don't want you touching dollars. It's always going to be an excuse, but you just don't want to cooperate with them. Anyways, China taking a lead in the push for becoming the reserve currency. So, future payments, of course, what I was talking about earlier is right here. As we know, Ripple has been a leader in the shift of our network. RippleNet has been aligned with ISO 20022 standard. We know about this. Ripple is also part of the registration management group, and they are. So that's exciting for, of course, XRP holders. So here it is, the registration management group list. 37 delegations from the following members. These are people from around the world. Their job is to govern the ISO. Except for, see who else is on that board? So you can see all the companies over here, the countries, what they represent. You can see Singapore for Ripple. Or I should say, there is no, wait a minute, there's no country for Ripple. What the hell's that? What? A crypto country, or cryptocurrency with no country. Anyways, as you go down the line here, you can see the member entity, the name of the person, and the company that's involved. See that? Yep, China. European central banks involved? Of course they are. Germany, no surprise. And the SWIFT. I told you XRP would be the new SWIFT 2.0. MasterCard. There's no country known as MasterCard, but okay, it's funny. And oh my God. RippleNet, there you guys are. XRP. All right, I just wanted to show you that. There's SWIFT again. United States is represented by JP Morgan. Anybody surprised? Nah, you shouldn't be. The very people, all these people represent the very boogeyman that cryptocurrencies were supposed to get away from. Yeah. So, before we get into this part, shout out to Stevie, who's a new subscriber who's been going crazy, sending me screenshots and stuff, so I appreciate it. So, one thing about this is this. Russia and China have been going crazy like gangbusters. Their central banks' gold reserves have been increasing and increasing. They keep buying. This has been going on for a long time. You can see by the year 2000, it started going up since then. And they continue to increase it. I'm sure they were already talking about a digital currency all the way back then. They were already talking about Basel compliance or accordance all the way back then, and got together and they knew exactly what to do. So when you see countries and their central banks gobbling up all the gold and silver, remember, we don't care about what they say, we watch what they do. Their reserves are going up for a reason. Why? Russia is going to put out a gold-backed currency. So they're going to force people into the gold standard, which is good. So, love this. Russia's wealth fund cuts dollar holdings to zero. In other words, they're getting rid of all the US dollars. They're dumping it. This isn't good. They're stripping our currency from being the world's reserve power. Indonesia government to launch a blockchain-based precious metals backed payment and savings platform outside the banking system. Well, that's nice. I'm curious to see how that comes out. Third most populous nation in the planet. Crickets. Nobody's talking about it. Breaking news, Turkish Treasury issued gold bond certificates. Whoa. The Turkish Treasury and Finance Ministry has issued gold bonds and certificates for 18,527 kilograms of the precious metals on Wednesday. Yes, gold is money. 6,000 years of usage, and people keep talking about how crypto, Bitcoin's the new gold. No, it's not. There's no such thing as a new gold. I don't care about how much of it went up in value. All that was just a way to lure people into cryptocurrencies. I'll give you equivalents of what this is like. Saying that Bitcoin is like the new gold because it went up in huge amounts of value is like saying, hey, American cheese is better than cheddar cheese because I get a big chunk of it sitting over here on my mousetrap and I'm about to go eat it. Get it? You're being suckered into there. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean, again, that you can't make money off it and get the hell out as soon as possible. I get that people want to make money, but there's some people out there, man, they are wrapped into cryptocurrencies. Again, I want to state, I want to support cryptocurrencies. But I mean, seriously, history should tell you what you need to know when it comes to this. That most likely cryptocurrencies were used to initiate and indoctrinate people into accepting the digital currency world or the new CBDC. That's all it was. And yes, people got rich because that's how they grabbed the attention of the masses and brought mass awareness as well as mass adoption. Gold is king, silver is queen. Forever shall they reign, because nobody will ever dethrone them. Gold as a reserve, 2021. So, for our reserves, we have 78.6% of our reserves are gold. But if you look down to China, 3.5%. Now, something tells me that number's way off. Russia has 23.3%. Portugal, 81.6%. So these people, the vast amount of their reserves holdings, their assets that is, these are the people that have it in gold. So really what you would want to do is, and the reason why I think China and Russia have way more than they're showing, because they plan on going to a gold-backed system. I would imagine they have a lot more than this to support the currency, by the way. So this is changing. This is as of 2021 so far. This is where we are. But there's no way to know the truth because these countries all lie to each other about who has what. Bloomberg reporting that Bank of International Settlement has bought 1 million ounces of gold potentially for the central bank clients. If true, this is big news. It's true. They confirmed it. All right. So for their, look at this again, for their central bank clients. Well, if gold is no good, why aren't they buying Bitcoins for their central bank clients? No. In other words, the real wealth is in gold and silver. There's a reason why they're saying from the Great Reset that when the digital currency takes over, you will be able to sell your gold and silver and precious metals for money, but the payment will be in the central bank digital currency, which sounds good because that would be the new currency or the new monetary system. Here's the bad part. It says you're not allowed to buy gold and silver with your digital currency. What's that tell you? They're trying to gobble up all the gold and silver that's out there. It's up to us to make the difference. Chinese released digital yuan white papers. Came out a couple days ago. Confirming it is not synthetic CBD. In other words, this is the real deal Holyfield, not a knockoff. Today, the People's Bank of China published the white papers of the ECNY on digital yuan, including in English. It reiterates previous messages by clarifying, or let's say clarifies some issues. For example, a former central bank governor had previously stated that the banks issued against the central bank's deposits a synthetic CBDC. Today's white paper explicitly states that the central bank digital dollar is issued by the central bank and commercial banks merely distribute it. So check this out. It says through the end of June, individuals have already opened almost 21 million wallets and corporates started another 3.4 million wallets. The RMB is 34.5 billion, was processed across 70.75 million transactions. They're already using the digital yuan. They are slowly but surely trying to take over our monetary system. This is going to make China very powerful. We already got corporations here in the United States selling out their patriotism. You heard Nike, they're made for, and their loyalty is to China. But this is interesting. Fed Vice Chair Quarles cast significant doubt on establishing a digital dollar. It all sounds good. The Fed's Governor, Randall Quarles, expressed skepticism about most arguments made in favor of the central digital currency. In his speech, he also talked about a digital dollar could pose significant and concrete risk. Yeah, we know that. But you can come through here and read this. I'll leave it for you, but I want to scroll down to something that is important. Where you at? Okay, here we go. So he said the CBDC advocates worry that the Fed could lose its place in the global financial system if it doesn't keep up in this space. With US dollar world reserve status ultimately coming under threat. It is. It's been under threat. Hell, we thought last October they were going to do away with it. There was talk about it. But Quarles says it's most likely unlikely, or seems unlikely, that any real threat to the United States currency could emerge thanks to the relatively stable value, continued importance in global financial markets, and the depth of the systematic importance of treasuries and the greenbacks. So let's break this down. First of all, he said it seems unlikely. He didn't say it's impossible or it's not going to happen. He said seems. And then it says, then any real threat to the U.S. currency that could emerge, it says thanks to relatively stable value. There's no value in it. The fact that they printed so many dollars has devalued the currency. It's a continued importance of global financial markets, not when China takes over. Corporations are already doing it. That's why you see Coca-Cola have something that says be less white. These are all orders given by the CCP. And this is depth and systematic importance of the Treasury and the greenbacks. It's only as important as people allow them, and people are starting to turn away from them. It says none of these are likely to be threatened by the foreign currency, and certainly not because that foreign currency is a CBDC. Quarles also said he sees little threat from cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which have been likened to gold in terms of a safe haven against instability and inflation. Yeah, okay. Gold will always glitter, but novelty by definition fades. Bitcoin and its ilk will accordingly almost certainly remain a risky and speculative investment rather than a revolutionary means of payments. And they are therefore highly unlikely to affect the role of the US dollar or require a response with the CBDC. Had they teamed up Bitcoin and Ethereum with gold and silver, they would have made an ultimate team. So he's saying, most likely the CBDC, there doesn't seem to be a use for it, but we know that's a lie. They're forcing us into it. But he's also saying that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, they're no threat. They're just speculative, and eventually they'll fade. But gold, on the other hand, Russia financed ministry to buy $4 billion worth of gold by the end of this month. What does that do to the markets? What causes a shortage? There's already a shortage. Every country trying to do what they can to gobble up as much of the metals as possible, and that includes silver. By the way, I said I'd get back to this. I know people are going, yeah, but look at yours is going down in value. Well, who do we know controls the silver market and manipulates it? JP Morgan. You know who JP Morgan's largest client is? China. You know what China wants to do right now? Buy a ton of silver. There's already a shortage. So what are they doing on behalf of their client? Yes. But that's not the only metal. Gold as well. So what we have here is a failure to communicate. Listen to what I'm saying. Cryptocurrencies are being rejected by governments everywhere. As a matter of fact, people are getting arrested. Over here in the United States, we embrace it. That's awesome. But when you have the banks over here on our side saying, hell, we'll take it, but we'll manipulate it, shorting the values of cryptocurrencies, you could expect it to drop. So the fact that those articles just recently came out, congratulations. I look forward to watching cryptocurrencies most likely drop all the way down to their targeted level between now and December. And it looks like they're well on their way. So for those of you holding on to cryptocurrencies, that's something you should take into consideration. That is, once Bitcoin goes in one direction, they usually drag all the other cryptocurrencies with them, which is why I said you can't really rely too much on cryptocurrencies because they should not all work together in unison. If they're truly their own entity, then some should go up while others go down. That's not the case. We can see that. They all move together. Why? Why? They're not all tied together. Aren't they supposed to all have their own functions? Aren't they all their own entities? That's because this is the ultimate proof that cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment. What that means is the volume or the value of these cryptocurrencies are driven by people who have no idea what each one of these does, these cryptocurrencies. Therefore, they're just throwing their money in, hoping to get rich real quick and then bail out. And because of that, it's easily manipulated. And this is why all the currencies move together. So if I'm in like Dogecoin, I'm like, oh, I like Dogecoin because when Bitcoin goes up, Dogecoin goes up even more. Yay. Okay, well, when Bitcoin goes down, so does yours. See what I'm saying? That's not how this is supposed to work. So I was expecting something bad to happen all the way over in July. It started to happen way before July, but we're now in July, and I thought that window of opportunity would be good up to July. Just missed it. I was kind of hoping there would be a rebound. I'm sorry, peeps. I was hoping. What the hell's going on with Hex? Because Hex is running. Hell, I might go to Coinbase today and flip everything over to Hex just to grab the ride, then dump it. Yeah, this isn't good. You see the articles. People are dumping them, and other countries are outlawing them. Not to mention the fact you got banks controlling them by putting, shorts on them or puts on them. And as well as you see silver and gold being manipulated, of course, by JP Morgan, once again, and doing it on behalf of China. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do this. Seriously, with Basel III here, we know this. They can't be doing this, and they're doing it still today. They're dumping the contracts on the market and driving the value down. Meanwhile, Russia and China continue to grab huge amounts of gold and silver, and JP Morgan is our bank here in our country, and see how they betrayed their people. Why would you sell to our adversaries? Why would you control the markets on behalf of our adversaries instead of us? Do you see how our banks and our politicians really have sold us out? And if you want to protect yourself, and I recommend you highly do what they do, not what they say, and start storing up on the precious metals yourself. So head on over to Money Metals. Start buying. If they're buying, it's for a reason. It looks like we're going to be heading towards some pretty hard times. I expect the dollar to drop in value. It continues to get quashed. Russia and China are getting ready to make their move. China's already doing it. And Russia's right there with them. So you got two of the largest countries out there making their moves. So you guys, I want to have faith in cryptocurrencies. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So again, for me, I think what I'm going to do is just move out of the market until I start to see some major improvements. I just don't trust what's going on. And if you're holding too much money in there, you're holding too long. If you keep waiting, what happened in 2017, 18 is people had all these, Bitcoins, and they held them and kept thinking it was going to keep going up, and it didn't. They lost a lot of money. Had they just sold when the market started to go down. That's the trick about speculators. You never know. You might cash in too soon and miss a huge upswing, or you might hold on too long and lose all your money. That's gambling for you. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.